Afternoon, everyone. It's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. How are you all doing today? Today is February 15th, 2018. I did my mail headings today, so I'm going to tell you my mail headings. I have some updates and energies to go through, and then I'm going to do the read for the Divine Masculine. So if you're not interested in the updates or the mail, you might want to skip ahead a bit to go just directly to the reading. If someone would like to timestamp that, that would be great for me too. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much, all of you who watch me. Thank you for your likes, subscribes, and shares, and your comments. And please do like, share, and comment below. My address and my website are below, twinflames3344.com. I have a new package. It's a 3-week package, 1 hour a week with me by Skype, and then a week during each of those weeks to randomly text or call me as needed. It's called a Friends Challenge. It's a 3-week Friends Challenge, because when we as twin flames bounce off each other, we tend to bring up our shadows, each other's shadows, and to trigger clearings and just things that you wouldn't normally see on your own. So it's a great way to get some clearing done, as well as activating, and a lot of information that I can give you. So also, if you're not aware of my CD, I have a music CD out called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames. It's all love songs, piano and voice, and it'll help you clear and bring up some blocks that are inside of you, I promise. And hopefully you like the music as well. I'd love your feedback on that. If you have downloaded a song, it is on iTunes, Google, Amazon, and CD Baby. Also, I'd like to offer again, just for the day, anyone who'd like a quick 3-card read by email, I'll send you a picture of the read with my explanation for 11/11, just for today. And you can go to my website if you have anything else that you may need, or just drop me an email if it's not listed on my website. Okay, so today is the 15th. Hope everyone had a nice Valentine's Day. But again, you know, it is a template that we're breaking here, right? Every day should be Valentine's Day, not just February 14th. So for those of you who weren't with your twins yesterday, that's okay. Okay? We're loving them every day, and you are always connected to them. You're not separated, ever. It was interesting because yesterday was the 14th, which is Temperance, and then the day added up to the Ace of Wands, which is kind of a contradiction. The Ace of Wands is so strong and passionate, and then you have Temperance, which is, you know, moderating that. So it's all about, you know, staying at 0 point, you know, practicing that, you know, not getting not only reactive, but, you know, too passionate, to hold yourself back so that you don't get too much to one extreme to swing yourself to the other end of the extreme. It's staying in balance. So today is the 15th, which is the Devil, and the day then adds up to the 2 of Wands, which I often see as the twins, okay, it's the twin flames. But it is also about choosing a path. And the Devil comes up to bring up codependencies and addictions that you still may be dealing with. So this is for everyone. At this last full moon, I decided to stop eating ice cream because it's one of my guilty pleasures every day. Otherwise, I'm a really good eater. You know, I eat very healthily and organically, and I drink a lot of water. I don't drink anything else. So that was something that was difficult for me to give up, because I really did enjoy it. But it's a lot of sugar, so I'm trying to give up sugar. And again, just a reminder to give up foods at the full moon and not start a diet at the new moon, because diet is lack. You know, you're starting you're starting something that's taking away from something that you want. So instead, at the full moon, just release the foods that you no longer need. Okay, it's a different way of looking at it. Let's see. I'm going to tell you the male headings first, and then I'll go into the energies from yesterday and today, and then we'll go into the read. Okay. So for my male headings, I got 12:11. It's time to say thanks. So make sure to show gratitude and thank you all. At 5:01, extra 20. So I always see 20 as to 0. So focus on, more so than usual, coming back to 0 point. Balancing yourself. And in that same extra to 0, great new releases. Okay, so you might have done a new activation or clearing yesterday, maybe something you haven't done in a while and you went back to, that actually helped you release more. Because remember, there's lots of layers of the same stuff. 6:07, and Spirit's connecting with me. Surprise! 7:06, musician's friend. Maybe you need to connect with a musician's friend, or a friend of yours who is a musician. 7:31, don't miss community. So maybe there's something about community that you need to connect to today. Especially if you've been isolating for a bit, maybe it's, it's guiding you to get out there and communicate more. 7:35, holister. Make sure to use holistic ways of medicine and just caring for yourself in general. Remember, organic fruits and vegetables. You don't want to eat all those pesticides. It's poison. 7:41, not a goof. Okay, so just reminding yourself to to not judge yourself or thinking you screwed up. No, it's all good. Just allow it all. It's okay. And when you get triggered, mirror what's bothering you. Figure out what your body wants in order to feel loved. Okay. 8:08, and this is very specific for someone. Shop Robert. So I'd love to hear if that applies to anyone. 8:08, shop Robert. 8:12, these savings are solid gold. So maybe some of the people that you're helping right now is going to be very significant. 8:27, colon hydrotherapy. Maybe some of you need a colon flush to get all those toxins out of your body. 8:50, express. Express your feelings. Express, express, express. In a positive, loving way. Don't hold things back. That blocks you. 8:50, you're activated. So express. Express your purity, your childlike personality. 9:07, and this is specific too. 9:07, Puritan's pride since 1973. So this may be specific to someone whose divine masculine was born in 1973, or that they were born in 1973, who may have conservative issues, okay, because of the way they were raised. So let me know if that connects with someone. 9:21, 7 days of the coolest new pairs. I love that one. 7 days of the coolest new pairs. And that was 9:21. 10 o'clock, major announcement. 10:01, don't miss the humans. Okay, so with all of this out of this world work that we're doing, don't miss the humans. 10:04, there's still time to treat your sweetie. Or treat your sweet. 10:12, please don't wait too long. Okay, it's always the right time to love. Remember that. 10:20, a post-Valentine's Day surprise. 10:37, isn't it time? Yes. 10:38, open Messenger. So maybe some of you have a message in Messenger. 11:33, attachment 3800. So if that's significant, please let me know. Again, that was at time 11:33, attachment 3800. Release attachment. Cut cords that you haven't cut. with people who no longer resonate with you, okay, with your highest good. And at 11:39, last one, get started creating. Perfect. Okay, so it's that time, we're coming to spring. That's when you start wagging your tails and getting things started. So now it's kind of like a preamble to that. We're still in the dead of winter. We can still have a lot of snowstorms and feeling literally out in the cold, because you are out in the cold. But there's a purpose for all of these cycles, okay? So feel into it, what you're called to do, and follow your guidance. Okay, so for the energies, I'm just doing from yesterday and today. Let's see. So yesterday for myself, I was getting patience was a big one to work on, and to just hug yourself, love yourself. And again, because of the Ace of Wands and Temperance, which is a contradiction, reminder to stay at 0 point, okay? The vortex, balanced. Yesterday, there was a lot of nervous energy from the Divine Masculine. For me, it was a sunny day that day. And a reminder too, just because something works for someone else doesn't mean it works for you. That's why it's so important to follow your own guidance. Other people can have the best of intentions and they can have great advice and lots of knowledge for you, but if it's not your guidance, then it's not going to work for you. So that's why you need to trust your own guidance above anyone else. Certainly take in what you can from others. They have so much to teach you. But at the same time, the last word is always with you. Okay. I don't know if this will resonate with anyone, but yesterday I was getting something about something in the Divine Masculine's life and his family life that will be exposed. And I got the three Sage of Orbs, which are queens in my Syrian starseed deck, right? So it was like, 3 cold women, which can be referenced to a coven as well. So it's just a reminder of all the dark energies that could be around, especially the dark masculine, or the Divine Masculine. May be seeming like a dark masculine, but it may just be the dark energies around him really challenging, and the longer they stay with their karmics, the more dark that's going to come in to try to keep them there, okay? So send your love and clear. Bring in some white light of purity and gold, Christus Sophia light. Bring in green for healing, and then of course the violet light to transmute, but also to help open up the Divine Masculine's third eye and crown. Send that light, bring it in yourself, wrap it around your heart, and send it through your connection to your twin with love. It was interesting yesterday too, because in my personal reads, I always see where the significant energy is in my read, as far as wands or swords, that kind of thing, to give me an idea of the energy. And it was very balanced yesterday for both the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. I was getting star 8, if that means anything to anyone. For me it does, because 8's a very significant number for me, and of course 8 is the infinity. It's about patterns and breaking them, and also the balance of the twins. Okay, always staying at 0 point. The 0 point is the middle of the infinity, but it also represents the patterns that you need to break. And divine justice was coming up yesterday as well. The North Star seed planted. North Star seed planted. So maybe it could be guidance to follow your North Star. And North can just represent, above the seeds have been planted, okay? As above, so below. And I was getting, kids were coming up yesterday too. And I'm always guided to help others see their potential, maybe help you with what your mission should be based on what makes you happiest. And I tend to connect really well with teens and young adults in that sense. And yesterday the Divine Masculine, I believe, was, you know, they've been dealing with their children, helping them to see their potentials. Don't forget you deserve love. I was getting reminders yesterday too to make sure to be your authentic self. Being kind isn't being authentic necessarily. Don't be kind if it's not authentic. It's blocking you. You know, so if you were raised to be polite and you're extra polite, you might want to hold some of that back and think, am I really being authentic when I say these things? Don't apologize for things that you didn't do, and certainly don't seem apologetic, or be kind and then keep doing something that the other person didn't want you to do in the first place. Even if you apologize or seem to be a giving person, that doesn't mean you're being kind to the other person. You need to be authentic. There's a big difference there, okay? Don't block yourself. Be you. Be loving you. And even when you're in a bad mood, it's okay. Allow it. You know, loving is about showing the other person you can disagree or even get into a fight and still come back and love each other. That you can work through these things. You know, it's not the end just because you have these negative feelings. And that's why we're learning to transmute our own negative feelings, not put that on the other person. It's our own responsibility, our happiness. Okay? When you do things that are inauthentic to yourself, you are going to put blocks up for yourself. And it was really funny because when I was you know, journaling about this yesterday, I right at that point got a ding from my phone because my son was messaging me, and all he said in the message was, "You got it, Mom." So it was a perfect confirmation for that. And don't compliment people to get them to like you. That's not authentic. You don't need to compliment someone to get them to like you. You either resonate with each other's energy or you don't. And someone who gets you doesn't need the compliment to know what you feel. Okay? And if they weren't sure, they'll ask you. That's what being authentic with each other is. So you know today is a partial solar eclipse. So I'm thinking about that. You know, we're talking about the sun, and the sun is full exposure, right? It's daylight. It's happy energy. It's masculine energy. It's Leo energy, you know, having fun. It's very childlike. So when you have an eclipse, you're eclipsing out this positive energy with dark, okay? But it's only partial, and it's a false dark. And when I got false dark, I was getting double negative. So double negative equals a positive, okay? So don't think too much into this. Just allow the eclipses to bring up what they need to bring up. You know, eclipses are always bringing it into your life or something out of your life that you no longer need. And attachments were coming up too, to cut cords again. Make sure you cut all the cords that are attaching you to energies that are no longer in your highest good. Okay. And I got two yesterday that there might have been some, a little bit of temper flares on the Divine Masculine side. You know, snapping maybe. Maybe getting a little, you know, throwing something, that kind of thing. Definitely getting those energies. ALS came up yesterday, so if that resonates with anyone, that's lupus or anything like that. If it means anything to anyone, let me know. The Knight of Cups was coming up yesterday. Again, control issues, letting go of control issues, releasing X's. And this could be the one. So there's lots of mixed energies in the cards now, because it's all about releasing and allowing. So it's the new coming in and the old being released. I got a strange message yesterday too. Someone texted me because they said that I just called them and I hadn't made a call since the day before. And then they screenshotted me the picture of my phone number on their phone. So it was really interesting how it got there. I'm not sure how it did, but I definitely hadn't called anyone. So I told him maybe it was, or her, I don't know who it was. They didn't identify themselves to me. That maybe it was a sign or synchronicity for them to follow. And also I kept noticing all the triple digit times yesterday. 111, 222, 333. And then when I didn't see 444, I was just thinking that, oh, I missed 444 because I like that number. I look at the time and it was 5:55, so it was pretty cool yesterday. Patricia McNeely was talking about the quickening yesterday, which absolutely, that's the feeling. It was a sense of urgency, this nervous energy that I felt was coming through the Divine Masculine. And just like feeling, you know, it's that that nervous tension that you get when you feel like you don't have enough time to get things done. Just remember to allow. Take a deep breath and allow it. Don't allow that to block you. Just allow it. And then it's amazing how all the movies connect with this. I don't know if any of you have seen Spirits Connecting with Me, because there's a new show called Here and Now that just came on HBO, and it's all about the twin flame connection, like staying present. He's seeing 11:11, so if any of you are curious, it seems to be interesting. And I watched last night Hereafter. I think it's called Hereafter. Oh, I didn't want to forget two things. I just wanted to give a shout out to Taraya, my daughter's friend. Hi, Taraya. I put her candle out for us today, and I wanted her to know that. That was in her honor today for Valentine's, from her second mom. And I also had a personal mandala done by Magdalena from Realignment. She works with Shawnee. And I wanted to show it to you. This was a personal one done by her for me. And it's really beautiful. So if any of you guys are interested, she is doing personal mandalas for you. And she does light language with it too if you're interested. So thank you, Magdalena. It's really beautiful. And you get activation from the mandala and also from the light language activation that she does with it. And again, she's connected with Realignment. That's the website and the YouTube channel. And I love my mandala. I have it on my desktop. I want a reminder just remind you too about Valentine's, that again, every day should be Valentine's Day, not just yesterday. Don't feel left out, you know, if you didn't have a special romantic day yesterday. Whereas yesterday there weren't really court cards coming up, like a lot of people around. It was very quiet. The past couple days when I would go out for my jog, there were literally no animals out at all. I didn't see any birds. I did yesterday, actually in the morning, just looked up all of a sudden and this whole flock of birds just flew north off my property, and then I never saw any animals the rest of the day. I don't know if that was yesterday morning or the day before, but the last 2 days it's been really, really quiet. You just feel the quiet. But the sun did come out yesterday. It's not quite out today. I feel like it's struggling to come out. Maybe that's the energy of the partial solar eclipse. And interesting enough, today, the only major arcana I got for myself was the moon, which I felt was interesting because most of the readings we've had a lot of major arcana in both the divine feminine and divine masculine reads. So there's been a lot of guidance. Right now, guidance is being pulled back. So if you're having trouble connecting with source, they're doing this on purpose. Okay, so don't be challenged by that. Just allow it. It's like giving you a chance to do things on your own, to make your own decisions, you know, to kind of test yourself out in the real world, you know, to be a real live boy. And some of the messages I was getting this morning, the being I am, don't forget, it's just about you and loving yourself. Breaking patterns of negative thoughts and weakness by loving yourself over any major movements or movements forward. Okay. I noticed birds chirping this morning. I think it's the second day I actually noticed birds chirping, you know, like spring's calling. And then I got, why do birds suddenly appear, right? Every time you're near. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Okay, so that was perfect. So follow your birds, watch your animals, they're giving you messages. They're reflecting your energy just like other humans and other animals. Yeah, and allow judgment when you're judging or others are judging you. Just allow it. Allow jealousy. Just allow it. Don't get triggered by it. Be the children in the garden. Okay. So what do the children do? What do they do when they're little? Sometimes they get mad and they fight with each other, right? Because they're not getting their way. Sometimes they get sad or jealous, right? So what do? They have temper tantrums, or they yell, or they get really quiet and they pout. But what happens if you just give them what they want? They go right back to being happy again. Spirit's connecting with me. This is your job. Learning to give yourself what you want and stay happy. I was getting two from the Empress card, and the Empress card in, I think it's the Universal Golden Tarot deck. The heart is outside the Empress, actually separate from her. It's like she's showing it to everyone that she has it. But I was also getting that sometimes, you know, when negative self-talk is your biggest entrapment, really, the ability to master those thoughts is to be able to detach from your heart when needed. So if you're going into too much sadness, which is really triggered by thoughts, but you feel it in your heart, to be able to detach from that. To go more, and that's like your feminine energy, when you're going into that, to detach from that, becoming the masculine part of you. To be able to do that as needed. Putting the feminine aside for a moment. And this is referencing me being, you know, the only major arcana I had in my read today was the moon, which is the feminine energy. It's all about the emotional darkness at night, you know, the cloudy, foggy thoughts and feelings. But very intuitive and psychic at the same time. So there's always, you know, the positive and the more negative aspects of everything. It's like the twins as the kids. They're playing in the schoolyard. They're playing in the schoolyard. And so this might be important since we got a confirmation there. And I liked this epiphany that I got about abundance and being children. Children, you know, they're always competing for their passions and their activities. Just picture, you know, kids out in the schoolyard, and then when a really cute kid shows up that you like, it's about staying out of your head, using activity and abundance. You know, be physical, take a walk or exercise, spend time with others, but also be in your abundance. Enjoy the things you have, you know, do nice things for yourself. Enjoy the moment. And sometimes when you see the wheel reversed, it's not because it's bad luck or that you're doing something to slow it down. Sometimes it's just being done in slow motion on purpose, so you can really see it and savor the moment. So remember that. And then as I got that and Spirit's connecting with me, I got, it's a new day, it's a new dawn, right? It's a new life for me, okay? And I got a big connection with that. It's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new life, okay? Also, I really like this one, this download. I got the Queen of Pentacles has been up in the tower like Rapunzel. And when my son and I used to watch the Muppets or Sesame Street or whatever it was, the Count used to do a Rapunzel skit. And he would say, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. And that's the message I got today, was Rapunzel, let down your hair, as I'm seeing the Queen of Pentacles in the tower. That soon there's a proposal to give up her wounds and be freed from the tower. And let down your hair. So thus, I let down my hair today. And another epiphany I got about the Four of Cups card. Sometimes it's not about boredom or not seeing something that's being offered to you. Sometimes it's ignoring something that's offered to you on purpose because you need to ground. You know, when you have a lot of excitement, because excitement's coming up too, like a Page of Wands energy, when you get excited, you need to ground yourself to balance that out, you know. And when you're up, you know, meditating a lot, you need to ground yourself to balance that out. So sometimes the Four of Cups is going to mean that. Not necessarily that you're not seeing something or that you're not appreciating something, but you're literally ignoring it. So that brings up boredom. There's a reason for boredom. Sometimes you need to be bored to ground yourself. You know, you might have had a big night out and you drank too much or whatever. And sometimes you need to be bored to ground yourselves. It's a balancing mechanism. And also it helps you ignore your emotions. Because emotions aren't just about love. Cups aren't just love. It's their emotions. So sometimes we need to ignore those emotions being offered in order to ground ourselves. That we always know what's best for ourselves at that moment, what energy we need. So, and also why you shouldn't get triggered by someone who doesn't want to talk to you, or, you know, They're not doing anything, but they don't want to do something with you, or they don't want to talk to you. There's always a reason for that, okay? And it's also a time where, our angels may be testing us. Here you go. You want another cup of something you already had? You want to do that again? So be careful what you wish for. Go through the boredom and discomfort. Stay in your own skin. It's about not running away from dealing with your own pain, okay? Go through the sneakiness, the shadows, to the grounding. Ground your union through 5D into 4D into 3D. Bring your union into the 3D. Just as you go up, what goes up must come down. Yeah, as above, so below. I was also getting today that the Divine Masculine were starting to allow, others to take over so that they can drop some of their burdens, which was great. And clearing the need to master children, to be like mini-me's. That they don't need to be like their parents. Just allow them their own journey to be themselves. Yeah. And moderation and passion. Yeah, and clear, support from your children. It could be clearing child support, literally. But I was also getting that MAST again, M-A-S-T, support. Sometimes you feel dependent on your children, because if you're not with someone, you feel a lot of love with your children, so you kind of make them more responsible for you than they should be. So about clearing that as well. But not to turn your backs on each other, like children. Okay, so there's a lot of childlike energies, the purity of children. They're our example. And the truth's coming out. There's been a lot of daydreaming coming up in the reads. It was really positive for me today. That also the Divine Masculine, with giving up responsibilities and burdens to others, allowing themselves to do that, was like a win-win situation was coming up. They figured something out where it'd be a win for both of them. And that union in the physical is here. Okay, so whereas yesterday, there weren't a lot of court cards in the reads, not a lot of people around physically, today a lot more. But again, it's a lot about children today. Okay, so I am going to get into the read for the Divine Masculine. I'm going to show you the mandala one more time too, because I just think it's so beautiful. Might help activate you as well. Okay, so get right into it. The underlying energy, and this is the Universal Golden Tarot, is the King of Pentacles. And we have the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Wands reversed on the King of Pentacles. And I was getting with the cards around him too, like him being the king of his castle, so at home with the kids, really playing that out. Feeling successful about something, even if his crown's been removed. It's very positive. It's the Ace of Swords. It's about triumph and truth and clarity in releasing wounds and giving up the fight. Okay? So he's really, it's like he's hanging out at home, but as the King of Pentacles. Maybe just enjoying the fruits of his labor, The other underlying energies are from the mini deck. This is how I always do this for the mini deck. It always tells some kind of story. So there's the Four of Pentacles in the back there, and then the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and then the Five of Wands. There's definitely kids hanging out today, right? It looks like, you know, creating some feelings of stability at home with kids. But it's also getting ready to, the Knight of Pentacles also can be a practical offer. So getting ready to go back to work and communicate a message. And the Five of Wands is all about, you know, physical, fighting or competing. You know, it's the competition in life, you know, for riches and whatever, you know, you long for. But it's also about competition in general, and then sports as well, just playing. So you'd be playing with the kids, or two kids actually competing, but they're both upright. The Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords are both upright. So it's about, you know, an air sign child, air being Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and then the Knight of Pentacles. Pentacles are Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So it could be that the Knight is an older child and the Page is a younger child who are competing with each other or just playing with their father. And the fathers and the Divine Masculines are letting their wounds go, finding clarity in play, in watching the children, and finding stability. The other underlying energy from the Romance Angels is to free yourself. And if it's not, they don't have children, Divine Masculines don't have children, it's just them, you know, dealing with their own inner child. It's time to take back control of your life. It's the unicorn being fenced in. You can't fence in a unicorn. Unicorn's free. He can leave anytime he wants. If you're curious, underneath that is soulmate. The underlying energy from the Tarot of Sexual Magic is the Knight of Swords, which is a bit of harsh truth. Okay? But it is a messenger bringing truth. And the Three of, my favorite card is underneath that. So it's about the Three of Pentacles, which usually is about a workplace or a church or a coming together of something creative in the usual depiction. But this one is more about, you know, true love. The Three of Pentacles, you know, it's the twins with their third energy. It's a really beautiful card. So that's below this messenger of truth. And this is also the Knight in Shining Armor coming rushing in, right, with a message. And then from the numerology deck, the bottom of the deck, the underlying energy is surrender. Okay, so a reminder for you to just detach and surrender. And detaching just means being okay with everything the way it is, allowing and loving, but but appreciating your own life too, and enjoying yourself. Don't stop yourself from living your life. You know, be happy, you know, and be loved. When you can't love your twin, love others. Okay, so it's surrender, and surrender is orange with a purple Merkaba. The number is 91, which is a 1. It is the masculine energy on the inside, very focused and driven, coming through the 9 on the outside. So someone who comes off very universally loving, you know, and compassionate. Someone who's very, very giving to everyone. Okay, so it's their underlying energy. You know, when they're working, that is their persona, you know, that they're very giving and loving people. And it's the sacral chakra and the third eye. So integrating your third eye and crown really into your sex life or in your creative life. But either way, it's one energy, so it's of new beginnings. And karmic completion is underneath that, a 10, which is another 1. And that's the Wheel of Fortune, so positive new beginnings, really driven masculine energies. You know, 9 and 1 are both very strong numbers because they're the beginning and ending numbers. They're very, very strong and definitive, very focused. So yeah, there's a lot of already just from the underlying energy. It's it's about the divine masculine, like coming into his own knowing. You know, truth coming in, messages of him hearing messages of truth, him freeing himself, or knowing he needs to, and enjoying his time when he's alone and he can't be with others. He's enjoying his time with his kids or with his own inner child. Okay, so in the recent past, we have the Magician. Okay, and then that's clarified. I had two sets of 2 cards. It was first clarified by the Ten of Wands and the Temperance card. So, you know, the Magician's all about manifesting. It can be manipulative because he's able to manipulate the truth, right? To create an illusion. But he's being patient in carrying this load that he's been carrying, all these burdens. He's manifesting patience because he knows he has to carry them a little bit further, which is keeping him calm. You know, he's not resisting, he's allowing. He says, I just have a little bit farther to go, but he's being patient. And it's also that masculine energy. You know, the Magician 1 is about new beginnings again, you know, manifesting his new world. And again, in the other 2 cards that came out for the Magician is the Magician again, you know, reiterating that. And I've been seeing that a lot lately, where either the same card clarifies the card, the main card, or that from different decks the same card comes up in a similar location. It's like changing timelines. So here's the Magician either celebrating or socializing with friends, or just coming together with their kids. You know, could just be hanging out with kids and enjoying themselves, manifesting joy. It can also have to do with a third emotional affair with a third party, but it's, you know, nothing really difficult. It's, you know, could be out having a drink also. But it's very positive energy here, very strong. It's very focused. It's like the King of Pentacles is manifesting a new life. He just has some stuff he has to finish up. He's still carrying a large burden, but he has a plan, so he knows what's going on. And then the foundation is here, is the 4 of Wands. Okay, now all these main cards are all upright, because I don't do reversals in this deck, but these are all reversed, so it gives us the correct energy, okay? So we got the 4 of Wands in the foundation, which is union. It's also about the home and celebrations. So for some, there could be some, you know, celebration at home, maybe a party. And it could be a wedding, since there's new beginnings, but just some kind of celebration. We have, the clarifiers are the 9 of Swords reversed, the 10 of Cups, and then the 8 of Swords reversed. So it's coming out of pain into family happiness. But you see there's a lot of ending energy here, because we got 8, 9, 10. Okay, it's an ending of a family cycle. You know, we're leaving the pain behind for a new family beginning. There could also be some arguing at home. But I don't see anything major. I don't see a lot of reversals. Maybe it's just more competitive at home. There could be some petty arguments, you know, nothing serious. We have also the center of the read is the Ace of Pentacles, which is about new beginnings, an offer of money, a new life. Okay, an offer of something practical, a do-over I just got. So we have 7 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, and 4 of Wands reversed. The 9 of Cups is reversed as well. Okay, and that's on the Ace of Pentacles. So again, I always see this has been a lot of daydreaming recently. It's also, you know, sitting on your savings, deciding what you want to do with it. Be bored as well. We talked about bored already. Sometimes it's necessary to ground. And the Nine of Cups is about not getting your wish. It's about feeling unsatisfied at home. So we have the Four of Wands reverse. So the Divine Masculine is sitting on either a pile of money or just what he's saved up and worked hard for. And now he's just, you know, thinking about what he wants to do with it. And he's not satisfied. It could be the home he's not satisfied with, or it could be the family he's not satisfied with. But it's a big satisfaction card. He's very dissatisfied. And then we have the Ten of Cups as well. So there's some kind of ending to a family situation or a cycle, which leads into that Ace of Pentacles of a new beginning. Or maybe he needs a loan to help to fix a house. Maybe there's a problem with a house that he needs money for. And then we have as the challenge the Eight of Cups. You know, it's about having all your cups stacked in a row neatly. Everything's been very perfect, but there's always been something missing. Might have put a lot of energy and love into this, but missing something that was maybe most important to him, that he wasn't paying attention to, and he's walking away to something else, but also just healing and figuring out who he is. And that's the challenge. You know, what does he want? What is it that's going to fill that hole? And we have the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands reversed. So this is the King of Pentacles, not happy with the Queen of Wands, or she's being really nasty. He's walking away from the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, you know, are fire signs. That's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and then the King of Pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The King of Pentacles is upright in two places, confirming that. So the Divine Masculine is in his own. He's feeling very accomplished right now and calm, balanced. And the Queen of Wands is either just tired of this or pissed. And he's walking away from this because he's probably tired of that. Or he could be, it's either, it could be walking away or walking toward this, the Queen of Wands. But either way, it's reversed, which isn't great energy. Or maybe he's worried that the fire sign he's walking towards is going to greet him that way. So in his heart and head, in his now moment, is the Eight of Swords. Okay, so that's feeling like you're in a mental prison. And was clarified by, I have three cards, but the first two were the Tower reversed and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so there's positive timing here, and there's positive luck here. It seems like it's actually a release from prison, but he's kind of resisting it a little bit. So it's really good that he's getting released from prison. It's either a literal release from prison. And the second card we got is the Hierophant reverse. So it's like a divorce or separation, or just some kind of contract he's been in that he's getting out of now that felt like a prison to him. There's still a little resistance there. You know, he's getting out of it. You know, there was a big event, a sudden event that happened. And so letting go completely is a little difficult after that. Like, he did make that decision to let go of whatever this contract is, or this institution that he's affiliated with. But there's just a little bit of residual, you know, mind stuff to get rid of, you know. Learning to stay in your heart. But the Wheel of Fortune's there, which is great. In the near future, we have the Queen of Swords Okay, and here she looks like she's either casting a spell or she's trying to get people to listen to her, okay, to telling the truth, you know, but she's a bit cold there. She's got a scowl on her face. She could just be sad as well. You know, it kind of looks like her face looks very small for the body in this card. So it's like a kid playing dress up in which I used to do at my grandmother's, at my yaya's house. She used to have all these old clothes upstairs, so we used to like to play dress up, and that's what it reminded me of. Maybe the kids are playing dress up as the queen. But the face is very sad here. It's like she's trying to grasp the truth. I'm trying to understand this. That's what I'm getting. I'm trying to understand this. It's clarified by the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands reversed, and then the Two of Pentacles reversed. Okay? So there's the Ace of Cups has to do with, it can be new love, it can be spirituality, it can be loving yourself. But this is about, you know, the Wands is about, you know, creatively blocked or sexually frustrated. Okay, no growth. And then the Two of Pentacles, this is about either, you know, dropping the routine, the dance, the performance, or it could be actually breaking a pattern. So maybe the Queen of Swords is learning to love herself first. And even if she is creatively blocked or frustrated or not growing right at the moment, she's still allowed to love herself and let go of the daily duties, you know. Or she could have screwed up sexually. Maybe she cheated because she loves herself too much. Maybe she feels like she deserved it. But there are two of those clarification cards are aces. So it's about this Queen of Swords. Conflicted about a new start, maybe, because, you know, there's definitely new energy there, but whether it was her call or not, you know, it may not have been. Maybe she has to have a new beginning because of what someone else decided, and she's trying to make peace with that. So then we have the what's in the Divine Masculine's energy, and that's the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is in his energy, and it's actually paralleled with the King of Pentacles. So this is definitely energy of a couple together. So it doesn't have to be the spouse or the partner, but it's the energy that the Divine Masculine is in. He's connecting to his correct partner that matches him. And again, those are earth signs: Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And the clarifications for the Queen of Pentacles is the person that he hangs out with when he sleeps or he meditates. Okay? Him trying to see things in a different way. So for me, this was a very significant connection to the Divine Feminine. It's all about resting and meditating and praying to see things in a different way. So either the Divine Masculine seeing himself in his feminine, or it could be a feminine Divine Masculine, but seeing themselves as very down to earth and practical. She is the Queen of Pentacles, and this is upright energy. She's very grounded and has everything she needs, and she's a great parent and very loving and nurturing and kind of all that, you know. But, you know, just being still for a moment to gain wisdom, to bring in epiphanies. You know, she's lying down, resting, meditating, praying to gain epiphanies. So it could either be the Divine Masculine, actually, seeing himself this way, or it could be him feeling the energy of this divine feminine. Then also the Romance Angels card came out, which is next to this card, which is getting to know each other. So maybe the divine masculine and feminine are getting to know each other, some in the physical, but some in the 5D, 4D spaces. Okay. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Okay. So it's finally allowing, the discomfort of the separation to go away. Then we have what's around the divine masculine is the Knight of Cups. And it's clarified by the Knight of Swords reversed and the Judgment card reversed, which this is not a good combination at all. So we're not seeing this as a good Knight of Cups. This may be someone trying to manipulate, or being a player and asking everyone to love them. Could be like it could be the divine masculines, karmic, coming back, trying to get back into their good graces. But it's, judgment reversed can be deliberation, but it's also, bad judgment. A bad decision's been made about maybe you, with the Knight of Swords, you could be rushing in, as the Knight in Shining Armor, but then holding back is a poor decision. So in that sense, it could be the Knight of Cups wanting to offer love in a good way, but that they're holding back, thinking it's not right to do that, but holding back may be a poor decision because maybe they're waiting too long, or they're afraid to communicate. But it's also about freeing themselves, because the Knight of Cups is walking towards freeing themselves. So if the ex comes back and is trying to get back in, it's saying, like, you remember what happened last time, all this negative communication here. This is really negative communication. It's really nasty. Is that such a good decision? Okay? So those are the two scenarios I'm coming up with there. But either way, it's saying to the divine masculine to free themselves. Then we have the, I call this not the hopes and fears, but the outbox. This is what the divine masculine needs to clear. And again, we have the Judgment card coming up again. But this is a call to action. But it's also someone who's a blowhard, just talking to hear themselves talk. Or the person who's really loud and annoying because they just want to be heard. So to clear that kind of energy from their space. We got the, clarifying the Judgment card, we have the Star, the Three of Pentacles, and the Hermit reversed. So this could have to do with an Aquarius who's like that, or it could be a Virgo, since the Hermit's reversed. But it has to do with at a workplace, coming together place, or somewhere where you're creative. It could be church as well. It could be an institution. It could be college. But they're coming together there. Also, I was getting that if the divine masculine is thinking that it would work, having a Virgo and an Aquarian work together with him, that is not a good idea. Okay. It's also the call to heal at work. That someone's been over-isolating at work, maybe working too much by themselves, and needing to come out and shine their star, so to clear all the energies that would prevent that, clear those energies of over-isolating. Also, it's kind of a harsh energy because it's next to the bottom of the Tarot of Sexual Magic, this card, which is again is very harsh Knight of Swords energy. I'm just getting two. Don't get someone else to do your dirty work. So if that fits with anyone, let me know. I also got on that to clear is the world reversed. Okay, this could be feeling of drowning as well in this card. Not coming full circle, not completing something. So to clear the need to get closure, because sometimes it's not required. You just need to go. You need to change things. And clear that feeling. If you do feel like you're drowning, you know, clear that feeling. Bring yourself back to the present moment. Let go of that. Don't judge yourself for not having completed something. And it could be a project, it could be a relationship, whatever it is. It's about letting go of the self-judgment. Okay. Then we have the outcome cards. And first, for the numerology deck, we have synchronicity and manifestation. Beautiful. Okay. Manifestation is all pink, which has to do with compassion and the high heart. And it's the number 8. You know, you always think of 8 as a power number. It's very Leo, but in pink, it's showing you the soft side of the 8, the inner strength, the kindness, the ability to manifest through love and compassion. Okay, it's very kind and gentle and free-flowing. So the Divine Masculine is being called to manifest through kindness and compassion. And then the synchronicity is purple with a, and both Merkabas are more magenta than that soft pink. The manifestation card is the softer pink, but the Merkaba in both cards is more of a magenta, which is the masculine color. It's purple, so that's third eye for synchronicity, you know. So follow your synchronicities in order to manifest for the Divine Masculine. You know, maybe the Divine Masculine's noticing his synchronicities more, but to know that those synchronicities are there to help you manifest what you want. It's like following the yellow brick road, you know, follow the signs to get to the Emerald City. So synchronicity is 87. So when next to each other, they're 878 or 887. That's significant to someone. It's 23 total if you add the single numbers. And 23 is the King of Wands. The Man of Passion. Yeah. 7s and 8s together are very powerful. You know, it's very spiritual and very manifesting. The cards, all right, so the outcome card, I always do what's to the left of the outcome, what's to the right of the outcome. And to the left, so on the feminine side, or the divine feminine side, we have the Queen of Cups and the Two of Cups. Beautiful. Okay? So there's a strong connection of compassion and loving, you know, it's like the divine feminine comforting the divine masculine. You know, he may not be his full power right now or be feeling sad about whatever the situation, about his personal situation, or just how he comes to the divine feminine, feeling bad for how he's made the divine feminine feel. The outcome is actually the Six of Wands. So it's triumph, it's success, having followers, it's about pride. Okay. But he's coming toward the divine feminine, okay, in his success. And this is, the Six of Wands is clarified by these two cards, which is the Devil reversed and the Eight of Cups reversed. So the Devil reversed, you know, is all about breaking the chains of addictions and codependency. But I love it with the Eight of Cups reversed, because it's like he's no longer walking away from his addictions. He's going to stay and deal with his issues. And that's his success in the Six of Wands. He's no longer walking away. He's actually walking towards something instead of walking away from it. On the right side of that, you see the karmic situation, you know, that he was tied to this karmic situation, which he's now released. He was trying to wake the karmic up. Why won't you wake up? I need you to be a certain way. And they never were what the divine masculine was expecting them to be. Okay. And besides the now staying and working on the issues instead of just ignoring them, we had also these as clarifiers, right? On the karmic side of, you know, letting go of control issues and this connection with a very controlling person. If it's feminine, it's super controlling as the Emperor, or it's just a controlling masculine. It could be a father figure. And also we got the Nine of Pentacles that was separate from these two cards. So it's like letting go all of his control issues that had to do with this specific connection and coming into his own, on his own. Okay, and loving himself by himself, not needing to be with somebody else. Or it could also represent the karmic, just, you know, always having been that way. Like, I only need myself, I don't need you. You know, as long as you give me money, I'm fine. It could represent that as well. And then after the Six of Wands, I do an after card after the outcome, because we're not really looking at outcomes. We're just looking at the energies that are flowing right now. So after the Six of Wands comes Justice card. Okay, so that could just be, you know, really real complete balance, and we're feeling a lot of balanced energy in this read. It could be a divorce, it could be a breaking of a contract, it could be any kind of legal proceedings, but that everything's working out. Okay, it's fair and balanced. So let's see, we have there's 3 pentacles in the read. Three cups. Two swords and a wand. 2 swords and 2 wands. So it's actually very balanced. Nothing much more than the other. We have the divine masculine at home. Now the King of Pentacles doesn't have to be the divine masculine. It could be someone else. It could be a parent, or it could be a friend, brother, partner. But it's related to his home, because we have the King of Pentacles next to the 4 of Wands. And then the Queen of Wands. So there's a pair here at home. It also could be union. And then the Knight of Cups. Because they're not here in the spread. It's not showing them together, because they're kind of looking apart. Not like angry looking apart, but just kind of not paying attention to each other. But in union, because you have the 4 of Wands in between. And then you have this Knight of Cups next to the Queen of Pentacles. Like offering their love away from this situation. So there may be some things to tie up before things can happen, because the Knight of Cups is going towards freeing themselves. Okay. And then we have the Magician, definitely big energies for a new beginning, a new life, or an offer of money, to walk away from a home that felt like prison, with the Queen of Swords. Or it could be walking towards the Queen of Swords. So either way, you have a couple, the King and Queen of Pentacles, and then a Queen of Swords, walking towards judgment. Or maybe the Queen of Swords is hearing the call. But there's definitely new beginnings here. 2 women and a man. And there is the Knight of Cups too. So the Knight of Cups could be offering something to another person, or to the Queen of Swords, and then the King and Queen of Pentacles are a separate couple, you know, earth sign couple. But they're all being called. There's just definitely someone there who's loud. And he's coming out of his prison. He's like triumphed. He's successful. He feels like he's won. And then he has the Justice card. So, you know, whether it's divorce or business contract, whatever it is, there's justice. So it's a really positive read. Let's see, and the major arcanas for this were the Magician and Judgment. That's it. And the Justice card isn't really considered part of the read, it goes after the fact. But Magician and Judgment, you know, it's both. And if Justice is there anyway, it's all kind of the same energy. It's all very powerful and, you know, kind of final. And strong new beginnings. Lots of one energy. It's got the Ace of Pentacles, the Magician, the ones in the cards that we were talking about. Yeah. Lots of good energy forward. So I'm going to pull some oracle cards for the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. We'll start with my Ascension deck. Okay, this is for the Divine Feminine. Clear. So for the Divine Feminine, oh, came right out, is water. I guess you're not drinking enough water. It's telling me to take a sip of water. I'm thirsty. And the bottom of the deck is actually the Sphinx, if you're interested. That was coming up. I just came across a website about the crystal pyramid at the bottom of Bermuda. It's like between Bermuda and Cuba. And it was interesting because I actually did a glass bottom cruise over Bermuda. So if you're interested, you know, look that up. It was very interesting. About finding, you know, Atlantis at the bottom of the ocean by a crystal pyramid. How cool. So for the Divine Feminine, number 15, which is the Devil, which is the energy for today. Water permeates everything, including the cells of your body. It carries pure divine love, and don't forget 15 is the Devil, but it's also 6. It carries pure divine love and special qualities that can assist ascension. And I also was getting the other day that it's like ultrasound gel. You know, it's a conductor for light, right? Makes sense? So if you're not drinking enough water, you're going to have a harder time connecting, okay? Poseidon is in charge of the waters. Neptune is his elemental master and directs the Undines, or Undines. Ask them to cleanse emotions, emotionally based illnesses, and relationship difficulties. Okay, and that's why you're always told to drink water after sessions, whether it's an activation, clearing, massage, whatever it is. Always drink water afterwards. Help clear all the toxins out that you've cleared. Your guidance is to bless water everywhere to bring it to the 5th dimension. Ask Poseidon to link you to the music of the spheres, to access the sounds of your perfect divine blueprint and start to reinstate it. And the affirmation is, water, I love you, bless you, and thank you. I direct you to spread love around the planet. Okay, so say a blessing every time you drink your water. And the 15 again for water is at 6, which is love, family, and community. For the divine masculine, and it might be to be near water too if you're planning on going to the ocean like I am. I am going to Hawaii. I'm going to spend some time with Elizabeth from House of Items. And for the divine masculine, we have Archangel Metatron's cloak. Bottom of the deck is animals, okay, which is number 2. Okay, so it's number 51, which is the King of Swords. And you know, Metatron's guiding this this project of the twin flames coming together along with Jesus. So Archangel Metatron's cloak, 51, is another 6. Okay, it's the one of the masculine energy working through, it's a very driven masculine energy on the inside working through the 5 on the outside, which is the number of excitement and freedom and change. And so when someone has that energy on the outside, it makes them very fun and exciting to talk to, you know, like a salesman, because they know a little about a lot of different things, so it makes them, you know, very attractive. But it is a 6 about love, family, and community. It reads, it's an honor to receive this card, for the cloak allows Metatron's energy to be held in your aura. It ensures that your 12 chakras are open and protects you from lower energies. This means that you can link to the 7th dimension of Hollow Earth and access wisdom from the 4 ascension planets. Walk tall and stand in your power. So, you know, intend Metatron's cloak around you. It will help you guide others on their ascension path. You're called on to do this. Empower people to see who they are and what they can do. Okay? So spread your love. Talk to people. Find out how you can see something about them that they can't see in themselves. The affirmation is, I stand in my power and lead others forward. Okay. For the divine masculine. Okay, for the past life deck, this will be one for the divine feminine, one for the masculine. Clear? Okay, for the divine feminine. Oop. Divine feminine. What's the advice for the arcanic divine feminine? And divine feminine twin flames. Trust and faith for the divine feminine. And this card actually wants to come out too. Oh, that's so interesting. It's leaving and travel, but when I first pulled it, I was seeing the pyramid. So there's something significant about talking about the crystal pyramid today. But the bottom of the deck is Native American teepee. It reminds me of sage too, coming out the top. In this card too, it always reminds me like that the hatch is, it's not right somehow. It's like upside down, like the circle should be on the top. That the portal may be a mirror of what you're used to. I'm seeing a zipper too. Oh, zip up. Maybe wants to remind. If you want to protect yourself, just go in your energy. You don't have to touch yourself, but you can touch yourself. Go from your pubic bone all the way up to your bottom lip and then up to the universe, okay? So you're basically zipping up your energy. You're bringing your masculine and feminine sides into the center, okay, to connect better. So sometimes if they become disconnected, that helps you zip everything up and also protect yourself. And then all the energy to your higher self, okay? The cards that came out are trust and faith in leaving or travel. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, in trust and faith, you have the light shining through. It's saying, always remember the light's right there to follow the light. Okay? On a wing and a prayer, liberty. When you're struggling, look for the light. I'm getting this a lot too, that you know, some of the cards you'll see just the light, like the Page of Swords just has the spark of light, and then it will lead into, in this certain deck I have, the Ten of wands is like being in a dungeon, and just if you go up the steps, you can see the light. So it's going, just see a little bit of spark of light and allow it to lead you out to the clearing, okay? And Spirit's connecting with me. And it's saying leaving or travel too. Either to take a vacation or to just trust in faith that wherever life leads you is the correct direction. Allow. And then for the Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine. The organic Divine Masculine Twin Flames. What is the advice? What is the, whoop, that flipped right out. And actually this one wanted to come out too. 2. So the bottom of the deck is Wisdom, which is the unicorn, which came up again, which was perfect because the unicorn, you see, is here, bottom of the deck. Free yourself with the wisdom. That was the underlying energy for the Divine Masculine. And you notice white, it's a white horse. This card flipped out first, and then 2 other cards were coming off. So again, for the Divine Masculine, we have transportation. So maybe the Divine Masculine is traveling by ground. These 2 cards want to come out too, maybe for further explanation. So we have Knighthood and Medicine Man or Woman. Okay. So it is the past life deck. I'm getting to be careful of dream catchers. You know, you don't want to catch the wrong energy, right? Like catching something, medicine man or woman. Okay, rely on your own guidance, your own energy. You don't need something outside yourself. Okay, be careful because you might see, you know, I definitely have had feathers in my yard. I don't know if someone's putting them there or if a bird just hit and lost a lot of feathers, but, you know, don't feed into that stuff. Okay, it's like 3, I'm picking up like voodoo stuff here where there's like 3 bunches of feathers hanging. So don't feed into any of that. As a twin, you're much more powerful than that. Remember, the feather, you know, is on a wing in a prayer. It is a wing. It's not the feathers that are negative. It's the energy that someone else may have applied to that. So don't think of the birds in a negative way. And I'm also seeing in it, in the dream catcher, the grid. So doing grid work, we have transportation. It's also about alternative medicine with the feathers, you know. Shamanistic medicine, or that all of these, you know, consider using these alternative ways of helping yourself if you do get sick. Also, the knighthood came up from maybe there's past life issues from being a knight. Always having to have your armor on, you know, to protect yourself. Okay, but there's definitely something important about the train. Because that flipped out. Might have to do with maybe having a shaman experience to transport yourself, you know, to understand how to use your third eye and your crown. Better? But if any of you get something to do with the train, let me know. I was getting Thomas the Tank Engine, the traveling shaman of the night. So any of that, if it means anything to someone, let me know, okay? Anyway, that's for the divine masculine, transportation, knighthood, and medicine man or woman. And it might just have to do with, the divine masculine could be in medicine. They could be being a knight in shining armor and coming on a train to see you. Alright, so for the journey of love, the divine feminine, organic divine feminine twin flames. Organic divine feminine twin flames. Organic divine feminines. What is the advice for the divine feminine twin flames? And that was 30. I just noticed it was 13131. She got her grace. At the bottom is 46, which is just for a moment joy. And then her grace. Okay, and I'm going to read that for you. I can figure out where I put the book. Alright, it's number 17, which is the star card. It's an 8. It's the 7 of spirituality on the inside, working through being a leader on the outside. So very soft on the inside, but being strong on the outside to be able to spread that spirituality. And it's an 8, so it's all about strength and manifestation and flow. And it reads, her grace. This is for the divine feminine. And it's just reminding me that my mother's name is, her middle name is Grace. The goddess is awakening within your life. It may be within your own body, with an essential deepening of relationship with your own body, or with the body of another through expanding creativity, a sudden burst of feeling that you cannot logically explain, a desire to move, to dance, to express yourself, to sing, to write music, to draw, to play in nature, to swim, and to collect shells and lie on your back in the moonlight, gazing at the stars. Let her reach you. She's calling to you from ancient times, calling you to allow her more deeply in your life. Celebrate the divine feminine. She's coming to life for you. Whether man or woman, your life is about to be touched by her magic, never to be the same again. This oracle brings you a message. There's a woman who brings divine blessings into your life, who is trying to connect with you more deeply. The blessing may be one that is obvious, or one that is hiding in a challenge. The woman may be your own body, if you're female, or your own inner feminine, if you're male. It may be a spiritual or physical being, the Great Mother, your lover, your sister, or your dearest friend. It may be a woman as yet unknown to you, but who holds a soul contract with you. An agreement predestined to awaken you. The empowerment will come to you not by rejecting what is offered by this feminine presence, but by embracing it and finding your truth through it. This is exciting because it means you're growing. You're entering into the feminine temples of wisdom and finding a home there. And it reads, I was born long before our time, and yet my time with you is something new, for you awaken in me a spirit that was longing for release, waiting for your touch. I thought I was safe to stay inside the boundaries and walls I carried with me. You touched all of me, and we walked outside the lines together. The Spirit's connecting with me. And that was for the divine feminine. So again, it's all about the feminine energy. Whether another feminine comes into your life, that you need to work on your own inner feminine, it's just to allow all of it. The moon, and the moon is over the sun today. It's more about the feminine. So for the divine masculine, the organic divine masculine twin flames, what is the advice? What is the advice? What is the advice? Whoop. What is the advice for the divine, organic divine masculine? We have sensual awakening. Let's see that well. And actually, falling wanted to come out as well. It's a feather, and we talk about, I always get a wing and a prayer from this, okay? So it's the feather. The sensual awakening is number 64. This is for the divine masculine. And 64 is the 10 of swords. It's also a 1. It's being very responsible and structured inside, which may be a little restraining, you know, when you're that structured on the inside. And then on the outside being, you know, very family oriented and nurturing, you know, loving, like a mother's love. But it comes out as a 1, so it's very masculine energy. Very responsible on the inside and very loving, fatherish on the outside. To show his independence. And then falling is the number 14, which is the temperance card. And it's a 5, which is all about change, communication, freedom, sex, vacations, all that type of thing. And it's falling, it's freedom. Allow it. So I'll read you both of them today. 64 is sensual awakening. Sensual awakening. Within the sacred temple of your body, your soul experiences the vast buffet of life made manifest. Your sensuality is a way for your soul to express appreciation, pleasure, and joy. Your sensuality is much like your creativity or your creative energy. It needs to be expressed regularly, otherwise it can become muffled under a fuzz of too much thinking. You're being called to experience your sensual nature again. You are beautiful and vivid, striking and appealing. Allow your sensual appreciation for yourself and others to flow, and enjoy this unique experience of being a soul awakening in a body awakening. It's all love. This oracle brings you guidance that your sensual nature needs to play, and it doesn't require an external lover to do so, though that is one way, of course. It can be expressed through massage, creative art, spending time in nature, swimming, dancing mindfully, feeling the sun or air on your skin, drinking aromatic tea or taking a bath. Play with what feels good for you and enjoy the indulgence. It will bring you renewed energy, and apart from that, it's fun. And the poem reads, I dare not touch my heart's desire that sings a melody so still and lights within a yearning fire a void that you alone can fill. I cannot say how my heart aches, nor speak the words as embers burn. Such blessings come to those who wait, a love that asks not in return. And spirit to connect. An open soul a risk must bear, to love without restrictions held, to reach another level rare, where two embraced as one are meld. To taste surrender's sweet nectar, or nectar sweet, by piercing through the veil so thin, and bathe in joy as tears release, a promised dance begins again. Okay, so for the divine masculine, it's really about empowering yourself with the feminine energy. Allow yourself to indulge and pamper yourself. Okay. Slow down, be patient, and just enjoy yourself. Stop being in such a rush. And I'm going to read you falling as well. Again, that's number 14, and it's a feather. Don't worry, you may fear you're falling, but it's just your soul diving deeper into the ocean of bliss. You're sensing parts of your life flying away from you, out of your control, as the momentum of your divine surrender takes over and becomes more powerful than the old adhesive between you and what no longer serves. Laugh, cry, celebrate, and ponder. Whether it makes sense or not, you're likely a perfectly ripe fruit falling from the universal tree, succulent and ready to be enjoyed for all that you are. If you wait any longer, this moment will be lost and you'll end up on the ground having to decay and go to seed in order to start the whole process again. This is not so bad, but what a shame if your sweet nectar was not to be savored by a hungry world. You deserve to be declared the most delicious, juicy fruit that ever was. So fall, you'll end up exactly where you're meant to be. This oracle contains the message, and Spirit's connecting with me. You're being called closer into divine union and into the fulfillment of your destiny now. It's safe for you to trust what's happening. Go with it. It might seem like you're being asked to take a leap of faith. It's the right timing for that. It's your time to give yourself in love without holding back anything of yourself. And the poem reads, is it wrong to love? To feel what I hold inside, and Spirit's connecting with me. The answer must wait. Okay? So if you're in your own knowing and you know how you feel and you love someone, it's time to take that leap of faith. You know, why are you torturing yourself if that's your happiness? Trust in yourself. Be good to yourself. And just go with the flow. Allow. Be in your feminine today. Pamper yourself. Okay, well, I'm going to get going, everyone. Thank you so much. Have an amazing week. Be good to yourselves. And remember to love.